You were trying to tell your mom?
I was trying to tell me mum.
Me mum. I'm trying to tell me mum.
Yeah, I was trying to tell me mum, and she was, you're just making things up. What are you always making stories up? You don't have to lie. I love you. I'm your mum. She doesn't really love me.
No, we heard.
She's mental, my mum. My mum, I had a friend commit suicide a while back. I'm trying to cheery thing, but I had an argument with her before she committed suicide that day. But I rang my mum up, and I said some awful things, Mum, and she goes, well, James, in your life, you're going to, say hurtful things to people that you don't mean, but you just try to, minimize these things so they don't happen again, right? And she goes, I'm just happy. I've said some awful things in my life, but I'm just happy that I never said anything bad to you or your brothers. And I'm like, what did you do when you left the house? Were you just, stabbing people in the street or something? Last time I was home, I got woken up by this 400-pound woman bashing into my room going, I want you to know that when I'm dead, in many ways, you've been a huge disappointment to me. And the reason for that is because I didn't show her some photos, and I showed them to my dad. Oh, she's mental. She used to beat the hell out of me. I got scars on my
Really?
thigh. She used to hit me with a belt buckle from a Scout belt, right, because I wouldn't go to Scout. The reason I wouldn't go is I was being molested every day I was there.
Oh, my God. Oh, wow.
She go, why won't you go? I go, I don't want to go. Boom.
You must have been an adorable little kid.
Now it explains all the stories you told us yesterday.
Yes, it does.
Right, Jimmy?
No, that is
Now we
Stupid Scouts.
We understand why you do what you do sexually.
I had MySpace messages, just a row of 20 when I got back to the hotel yesterday that just said, gay. Like nothing else.
Wait, you got molested at Boy Scouts?
At Scouts, yeah. Yeah, he never actually physically inside or anything. Just
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Was that all right, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably not.
He used to just put me in a corner and... Anyway, it wasn't a good day. Either way you look at it.
It wasn't a good day either.
What would he just... Was he into just looking at you and...
The thing is, he always wanted you to call him Baloo through the whole experience. He never lost his, seniority from the Jungle Book.
What did he make you do? You got to kind of keep it, sort of vague.
There was
But we'll figure it out.
a lot of swearing and sitting in the corner and it was like being in the front row at SeaWorld.
Oh, no. Okay. Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Oh, God. When Shamu flips up in the air and
Caution.
lands in
Caution, you may get wet, is what they say in the
Yeah, when Shamu...
that was the best way I could describe it on morning radio. I thought that was pretty good, the way I danced around there.
Wow. All right.
Oh, God.
So this was going on at Scouts. You go home, and now you decide, it's in my best interest not to go back there anymore. And now you're getting
Cubs, actually. But
and now you're getting beat by your mom.
Yeah, and so mum
because you won't go to Scouts to get
Mum used to
molested, basically.
Thrash me with the belt buckle of the Scout belt.
When the hell did this happen?
and those Scout belts, they're like those big buckles and everything. It wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't nice. In the end, my dad found out. I tell this little bit in my routine, but I'll mention it anyway. In the end, my dad found out. I swear to God, this is what he said. He comes to me and he goes, I went with my mate who it also happened to, and my dad said, you've done the right thing by coming to see us, and I want you to know that you've done nothing wrong, and he's done everything wrong, and he's going to get what's coming to him. And then my dad hugged me and looked at me and went, I wonder how you got all those badges. And people think I made that up.
Oh,
but
wow.
I swear to God, that's true. And the thing is, I respect my father so much for that, because I believe comedy is all about taking risks. And my father was holding his molested child, and he thought, no, it's a good one. Have a go.
Yeah,
maybe I'll get
a good joke here. Yeah. I'm just gonna let this one fly.
I'll just work it in.
Did you laugh?
No, I didn't really get it. I can promise you, later on that evening, he was in the pub with his mates going, and then I said...
Yeah, we can tell the story over here. We also learned that Jim Jefferies got the shit beat out of him by his mom because he wouldn't go to Scouts anymore because...
the Scoutmaster used to put me in a corner and call me names and wank on my face.
Oh.
That's
What have I walked into? Bobby Kelly's naked.
That was it, really. As I said, it wasn't that bad. You know, it wasn't great.
Wait, did he come on your face?
He used to wank on me, yeah.
What would he call you? What kind of names?
No, it was just calling me a fucking bad boy and shit like that. It wasn't like names as such. It wasn't like, you know.
Did you look at it? Like, will you look at it a little bit?
No, there's a little bit, keep looking at my eyes and stuff. It's the same things I make grown people do now.
Did he, did he, like, would it go in your mouth?
A little bit,
No,
right?
a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, God.
All I'm saying is that I think some people get molested and some people get molested. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was on the lower scale. It wasn't, you know, I walked away from it.
You walked okay?
I walked okay. I enjoyed everything else to do with Scouts. I could still tie a good bow shank. And it was just bow line.
And he's kind of like taking the military approach. A lot of our boys go over there to the Middle East, Iraq, and all that, and they come back okay. And others, they're shell shocked.
Shell shocked.
Yeah,
post-traumatic stress.
Your
I
molestation.
think I'm okay, but
not
yesterday
shell-shocked.
we're talking about me felching people's assholes out and saying that that's an okay activity.
Yeah.
And so there's a few issues
That might be why.
that are underlying here, but he still lives a couple of streets up from my parents.
Why don't you beat the shit out of him?
Well, he went to prison for a while, and, you know, I hate ex-girlfriends, but I don't go around and hit them.
They're paying for it. You suck it.
And he's an old man now. He's an old man.
But that's good. You could go in like Simon Wiesenthal with an old Nazi or something and just kind of attack him.
So, Bobby,
I actually blew a guy for a steak when I was in first grade, so that's not bad.
For a steak, like a bit of
He was
meat.
cooking a T-bone steak on his roof, and he made me go in the closet and put it in my mouth.
just so you could have the steak? You must really
I
like
guess so.
steak.
It was a nice T-bone steak.
Yeah, look at him. He's a big boy.
You took a bone for a T-bone. Hey, Bobby, so, so this was going on at Scouts, so he goes home and he decides, you know what, I don't feel like being molested anymore, so he stopped going to Scouts. So then his mom got pissed that he wasn't going to Scouts and beat the shit out of him.
With the Scout belt.
With the Scout
With
belt?
the Scout belt. You seen the buckles on those things? They're massive. She clubbed me to hell with a Scout belt.
Did you ever tell your mom?
And I had a little chunk in the back of my head that was bleeding, and so she had to take me into the hospital, right? I go into the hospital, and my mum's sitting there with me, and they go, "So, James, how did this happen?" And I went, "Well, Mum told me not to ride me bike so fast down the hill." I couldn't go there with the whole thing.
Oh, you couldn't rat her out?
Yeah, I couldn't rat her out because, you know, I could be put in some foster care home where I'll get molested and beaten with a belt, which would have been, you know, involved packing, which I didn't want to get into. That would have been the only difference from the situation I was already in. But I was a suitcase away from that.
Unbelievable. Did you ever tell your mom?
No, I told my parents, the guy went to prison for 8 months.
For you, because of what he did to you?
You have to testify?
Me and a couple. No, I didn't.
No?
It was he pleaded guilty and done deal. It was me and a couple other guys, and then he just moved back into the neighbourhood. And I hear he's back at Scouts. No, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure he's been banned from that institution.
Oh, did he make you open your mouth and like?
No, there wasn't. There was always a bit of shame with him while he was doing it. He was always regretting it as he went along.
Gosh, I'm horrible.
Oh, I'm horrible. But his kid went to our school.
Oh, boy.
Like, because, you know, the Scoutmasters are always the father of one of the kids. So his kid was a kid we knew. And so then he gets put into prison for a couple of kids at our school.
Oh.
That kid had a hard time. The amount of times we held him down and wanked on his face was unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
No, we never...
that would have been some justice.
Do you have, like, seagulls, like, like, you know, the tricks where you, like, wet willies, where you stick your finger in someone's ear? Do you have the seagull?
What's the seagull?
The seagull is this thing sweeping Britain, which when I was a kid, no one admitted to masturbating, right? No one ever talked about it. You got to about 16 before you told one bloke or something, right?
Are you kidding? That's different than in America. You know, you want to share with other.
No, I was denying.
You wanted to share your knowledge
years.
with other guys. Like, dude, did you realize you want to share that knowledge?
No, not in Australia. No. So there's this thing called seagulling now, where what you do is you go into the toilet, wank on your hand, and then you wait for a kid to pass by, smash it against his face, and go seagull, like a seagull showing him. That's where they've gone from wet willies to smashing cum on another kid's head.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, my
You know
God.
what I mean? Like, that's a pretty...
What are the odds that you have two bald guys that actually suck cock in the studio at one time?
What's that?
I said, no, I'm not doing that.
What have I walked
I'm on the
into?
show.
Bobby Kelly's naked. Everybody's jerking off on each other's faces.
I
Yeah, I
never
don't know
got a
what's going
seagull,
on.
but my friend Dean, me and my friend Neil were at his house when we were like fucking 12, and Dean was in the bathroom for a long time. We might have been, and Dean came out. We didn't know what he had in his hand, and he goes, he goes to Neil, "You've been given head," and he wiped his load in his hand across Neil's mouth, and he tried to wipe it on my face, but I had glasses back then, and it swooped on my glasses and pulled up like in the bottom half of the glasses, and it didn't touch my skin.
How much jizz did this guy have in his
He
hand?
was a young man.
There is something horny about getting sucked off by a girl with glasses, and when the cum gets on it, there's something about that
Yeah.
that I have. Oh, yeah.
It's called humiliation, which you're used to. Bad boy, look me in the eyes. Yes. Open your mouth just a bit now. So open your mouth just a bit. So
My mother read reviews of me doing material about that on stage, and she goes, "Why do you have to disgrace the family all the time? You hit me with a fucking belt while I was being molested." She's there going,
Tell her
"Yes,
to
but I didn't know."
tell her to stop disgracing the family and lose some weight.
Yeah, well, I'm just glad.
geez.
I'm just glad. Oh, poor mum.
Sorry.